So third and final video on this Toyota Solaris or whatever it's called. The one that customer bought it used. AC worked at first and then stopped working. And I suspect the evaporator. And in the last video, I showed you with this leak detector, I was picking up 2-3 parts per million out of the dash, which is very, very, very small. I really don't like and feel comfortable with condemning a evaporator over such a small number. So this is going to be one of those ones. And then, yeah, I went around with the ultrasonic, and I went around with the UV lights, and I have UV dye in it. And there is no easy access going up under. I took out the fresh air box, and I came back, and as you can see, it has deteriorating seals. The seals were blowing out of here. This is what happens when they get old. Your seals for your door flaps wear out and they start blowing out. And what happens is especially older Mercedes that had some thicker seals, the seals would wear out, they blow and fall apart to pieces, and you would get a little bit of bypass air past your heater cores, because on some cars heater cores run all the time and they only use flaps to stop the airflow. Well, with worn out seals, you would get blow by of fresh air from outside or from the heater core. It would mix with your cold air from your evaporator and cause you to have warmer discharge air. The AC is working fine, but when it comes to coolant and heat, fighting against the evaporator and cooling, heat always wins. And yeah, so I tried to go in through here and look for any other easy access to get further into the evaporator on this one, and even sticking my sensor trying to go down, I couldn't pick up any more coolant. So I'm going to let this one go, and the customer is going to enjoy some cool air for a few months. And what they're going to do is come back with the UV dye. Hopefully, since we're going into summer, they're going to be using this all the time, and with the circulation of the refrigerant and the oil that contains the UV dye, it'll either leave a nice good permanent stain on the evaporator on conformation. The leak gets a little bit bigger, and I can definitely pick it up maybe next time with the refrigerant identifier, and maybe we'll see 20 parts per million, 40 parts per million, and then I know I have a real big leak in there, and I could confidently say it's the evaporator. And with all that runtime with the UV dye in it, it will help find any other little tiny small leaks that might be here, but I can't pick up and I see no evidence of, because it was passed from one car owner with no information to another. Who knows, this car could have been sitting for a few years before it was sold to the next owner, so we have no history. So this one's going to go out, and we'll see them probably in a few more months, or by the end of summer, I believe. That's my suspicion. And hopefully I could have a more confident diagnosis of maybe the evaporator. Hopefully not, because I always feel sorry for customers when they have to make that kind of payment to repair, to fix the evaporator, because they're not cheap. All right, see you guys. Oh, let's see, because you guys always want to see what pressures and temperatures are like. So we're coming 43 degrees out of the dash right now, sitting in a sun load. The car's been sitting here all day in the sun, full sun. Sun's up there, just a little overshadowing there, you know, from clouds, but it's gotten nice and hot. And our ambient temperature is only about 65 degrees. We're staying steady at 200 psi on the high side. Here's our superheat, and here's our subcooling. And let's see if I could get the Apple to our suction line temperature is 57 degrees. Our liquid line temperature is 115. Can I get down there and show you what the temperature of the compressor is? No, I'm not going to get my hand down in there. That's it on this one. We'll scoot off to the next one and see if I could get something a little more interesting. See you guys.